Assalamu alaikum viewers, and wherever you might be watching us, you're watching Vision TV, and this is your special show that is Inside Sports Gambia. It is a show that comes your way here live on Vision TV, and today our guest is Lamin F. Baji. Lamin F. Baji was the PRO for FONI Bintang Karanai district in the President Barrow Peace Tournament. And today we will have a discussion with Lamin Baji as far as FONI Bintang Karanai district is concerned in that particular tournament. Lamin, you're welcome to Vision TV.
Thank you very much, Lamin, and thank you very much for your...
It is fortunate that we are all Lamin.
Sure. Sure.
You're welcome. Lamin, we learned that in the President Barrow, that is His Excellency Adam Barrow, organized a tournament called President Barrow Peace Tournament. We learned that FONI Bintang Karanai and FONI Brefet had a misunderstanding when it comes to the rules that govern that particular tournament. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, thank you very much, Lamin, once again. And yes, FONI Bintang and FONI Brefet played in that particular President Barrow Peace Tournament. And but to make it clear, FONI Bintang and FONI Brefet did not have a misunderstanding.
Okay.
It's FONI Bintang and West Coast region.
Okay.
Local organizing committee had that misunderstanding a little. And I do call it is a robbery. It's not a fair play that happened there because after...
If you say it is a robbery, what do you actually trying to say?
Exactly. I'm trying to say there was no fair play.
Okay.
That's the robbery in context here.
Okay.
When the rules clearly state that, you know, a non-Gambian player is not allowed to play. And the FONI Bintang saw a player played in FONI Brefet and claimed that that player is a non-Gambian. Okay. And filed an appeal to the West Coast Local Organizing Committee Barrow Peace Tournament. Okay. And they neglect the appeal. They don't look into the appeal in detail, as we expect football is fair play and you need to find when somebody file an appeal to the other team.
What you're trying to say here is FONI Brefet, they filed in a player that was not qualified to play. Exactly. Based on the rules of that govern the tournament. Absolutely. Which said foreigners were not qualified to participate in that particular tournament.
Exactly.
Okay.
The particular player in concern or in question that FONI Brefet filed is from Senegal and is a native of Casamance, a village called Jibara. Okay. And you know, FONI and Casamance, sometimes we are close. Okay. We know vividly.
That connection is there.
Exactly.
Okay.
With their common play and go. Okay. But the player who played for Brefet has an elder brother, the same mother and father, who plays for Bintang. Okay. But Bintang, because the rules said non-under player and coach registration qualification, it clearly stated that non-Gambian players are not eligible to play. Okay. Then Bintang decide and explain to the brother that this has to go with documents and you don't have a Gambian document, so you should not play. So we appeal and reserve you till another tournament. Okay. But Brefet played the younger brother, who is the same mother and father of that said player, to play for Brefet. When we appealed, and then for West Coast claim that they replied that Brefet had a document that state the player is a Gambian. Okay. And that was their reply. That was their reply. That
Brefet, they had the document that will justify the player was a Gambian.
Absolutely.
All right. What was that document that justified the player was a Gambian?
They said the boy had a birth certificate.
Okay.
So the birth certificate qualifies him as per the rules. And then we asked them to cite which rule in the constitution that they gave us that cite that the player should present the normal birth certificate. Because when we went to the governor's office, what we agreed was biometric documents, either a birth certificate, biometric, they are available, or the national ID, or the passport. But the player, even though he presented any of those, FONI Bintang went to the extent of telling them now, our chairperson on the sports, who is an automatic member of West Coast, wants to see the document that Brefet present to you, the original copy, if it is true that they presented a document.
That is the birth certificate?
Exactly. Okay. Even though it's not a requirement, but we want to see. And West Coast said no. We are not going to see that document. So we see that then there must be something fishy within that West Coast. So they refuse for us to see the proof that the boy is a Gambian. So we still stand and claim we even have to get somebody to go to Casamance, we get somebody to go to where the boy lives to find out, and then we clearly get information and other proofs that the boy is not a Gambian. But because they want to play the final on a Sunday, they refuse completely for us to see the documents and for us to put before them, what we have.
You people made efforts, made your findings, went to an extent of even going up to Casamance to investigate the matter in order to have the truth about the issue. Do you know whether the local organizing committee for the Barrow Peace Tournament were able to do efforts in order to make findings?
Yes, I can vividly tell you, they sat in office. They didn't go anywhere. This will you send in WhatsApp and they check and do one or two things, and they said the appeal is not successful because the boy has document. Now, they say the boy is Sonko. He's from Sonko Kunda in Demban in FONI Berefet. I can tell you for free, we went as far as there again. There's no compound called Sonko Kunda in FONI Berefet. So we asked West Coast, if you go further to find out that Sonko Kunda there and it's not there, you ask the Alcalo, you ask the chief of FONI Berefet. This will give you that individual's compound. You have been paying because you must pay tax. What you call Namo in Mandinga. You have to pay to become a council through the Alcalo. But if those things are not available, the person, you cannot see the compound where he lives, you cannot see all those documents, you still have to question. Okay, now the boy have to bring the original copy of the birth certificate for you to see, if you don't even bring what the law said. But they don't do any of those things. They sat in office and do all their things. Our care person drove his vehicle up to West Coast. They are not in their FA house. They are not there. Call them now, they don't pick the calls. So we realized that if there was anything that is not hidden, that they want to deprive FONI Bintang or rob them from playing the final, then they should face us and place before us the documents. So I said they really rob FONI Bintang.
Are you telling us maybe because the final, the date scheduled for the final was fast approaching and they didn't want to sacrifice that day?
Absolutely, I can tell you for free, politicians, when they organize tournaments, you need to be very careful. Ramadan was Monday. They're supposed to start on Monday, the Monday 11th.
but before the commencement of the tournament, it was organized by politicians.
Exactly. And then Sunday was scheduled to be the final. So everybody were racing to make sure it is finished before Ramadan. But the rules still clear that when somebody is filing an appeal and copy you, you must hold the appeal jam. You go and make findings. So West Coast, they don't do that. We write and we appeal to a higher body. That's the National Organizing Committee Barrow Peace Tournament. Now when you wrote to them, funnily, what they were doing or saying now, they make calls to the same body that we appeal first at West Coast, and they reject our appeal. What they should have done is they should take now the responsibility to go and make an investigation. Because the first stage, we cleared that. Now we go to the second stage, but they don't. They only call West Coast and ask West Coast. West Coast say we make our finding and we are satisfied with what comes in. Now when we told them we are not stopping this, because this is what we mean protocols, they were saying Nansai Al Sabari. They only plead us, we know you got what you have, we don't want this, we don't want that, so Al Dan Al Sabari, to go deep to somebody's birth certificate or somebody's document, personality is confidential. We told them that's not in football. Football, whenever you put a rule,
it is governed by rules.
Exactly. Whenever you put a rule,
anytime there is no rule in football, you don't follow it, you don't call it football.
No.
You can say kicking. You can be kicking into order.
It's just a joke.
So
I call this a joke football. So what we put to them at that time, I told them, unless we are compensated, we are not part of anything related to you, any sporting organization or anything organized by the same people organizing, that is Barrow Peace Tournament, national. When it comes to even anything, we will withdraw. And I told them, look, FONI Bintang, we are twice of any other district in FONI when it comes to teams that participate. So in case of, you don't going to be just, you have to be careful the one you are dealing with. I say we have over 40 plus, I mean more than 40 teams, over 1,000 players playing for FONI Bintang alone. So we are twice of benefit. We're not saying you play injustice to benefit, but you got to be careful of the one you are dealing with. So we know the rules, we ask you to go and they refuse. Completely blatantly they refuse, and they don't pick our calls, both the national and then the local organizing committee.
Yeah, coming back to the matter, don't you think also FONI Brevet played already and that they book a ticket into the final?
Exactly.
If they are to go by the rules, knowing fully that already Brevet, they had in mind that they'll be going in for the final. If they happen to follow the rules and work according to the rules, they will forfeit that position that FONI Brevet supposed to occupy in the final and give it to you. Don't you think doing that also will jeopardize things than just allowing you guys to, you know, bear it?
Yeah, absolutely. I said at the beginning that I congratulate FONI Brevet. I thank that I've been told that you have nothing to do with Bintang.
Absolutely.
We have an issue with, you know, West Coast,
and you follow protocols,
and we go with that. When you have your trophy, we congratulate you, we go with them. I put it on my status, I have it on my phone, and congratulate them. But the issue here is West Coast and us, because they are the body governing this tournament. So even if at the 11th hour, second before you start the game, and you find the evidence this happened, you should stop the game and let the rules play. Because cheating in football is
unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. So you don't say, all right, what I was sending is, because this game is about appeal. Yundum and Farato, I don't know, played, and then they won, they defeated Yundum. Yundum appealed, it was successful.
But that one was successful.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was
we also appealed. So what somebody was putting in social media is going to be the two teams that were defeated playing for the West Coast in the final. So that I'm saying the West Coast may not want that type of name. But if you don't want that type of name, but that will bring also an injustice in football. And sport goes with rules, it goes with regulations, whatever that has to govern that, even in the field of play in the game, there are rules. You will see a player who scored a goal, remove your serviette, given a yellow card, double and a red card, and the VAR ruled the goal out. But still, the yellow card stands because it's a foul that you did as a player. So we see that West Coast, they don't value the rules. We are looking at Ramadan is coming, we want to get this done, so let's go by it.
You lodged your complaint to the local organizing committee of West Coast, and it didn't yield any fruitful result as far as what you wanted was concerned. And you went to the higher level, that is national level. Were you disappointed getting that result? Yes,
I was more than absolutely disappointed.
What was your disappointment?
To the core. Disappointment is the people that I even communicated told me they don't know football. Clearly, I'm telling this on record. They told me we don't know. Myself, I don't know. I dedicate people. You should not be even in the position of dedicating somebody when you don't have anything, because it will bounce back coming to you. You organize this. You should not be the chair of any committee. You have to be the organizer or the proprietor. Like you have the business, and the business owners are not the same. So you have the business, you own the resources, and you employ people to work. You pay them salary. You are at home sitting. They do the management. They have the skills, the technical know-how. But that is not what exactly happened. You are there to say, okay, everything that comes will end at you. And he gave directives. He told me, I don't know any. That's why I gave it to West Coast to run it. So I was surprised when we wrote to him.
And they are the one that should have supersede everything.
Exactly.
Okay.
He was only appealing now. That's what I told you already. We are never going to participate, and there will be no peace when there is no justice. You need to play justice, and peace come.
Absolutely.
So we are going to, jeopardize the peace.
So meaning the name of the tournament was even compromised.
100% compromise.
Okay.
100% compromise. To me, I was shocked. I was disappointed.
Okay.
So when I spoke, I was angry at the time, but I said, anger will not yield here. Let me still communicate. I make even a follow-up call, direct call. I spent more than 300, more than 500 from the daily game play until date to communicate and tell them this. And I told them, if we are not compensated, don't even call Bintang in your list, because we will not come, we will not answer, or we will even do something that you would not like it. Because we will also not follow rules, and you will think that because you cannot penalize, you cannot suspend, because we are not in any of your regions in terms of football. We are just playing because the president wants peace and using football to bring youth together, because the youth are always the cream of a society. So when all the youth of FONI Bintang, FONI at large unite, we'll able to link with our parents because they trust us. They believe we can give them something. But if we are not united, we are fighting, it drill down to the parents.
Yeah, just the concluded West Coast zonal, the youth of FONI, you know, they gel, they do things unanimously. No one knows who is from Breford, who is from Bintang and other parts of FONI. So that shows you that football unify people. But if we are to organize football to bring discrimination and other stuff, it is really defeating the purpose of the game. And if you say you forward the matter to the national level, can you tell us at what level did you forward the matter as far as the national level is concerned?
Exactly. You know, at the national, we have National Organizing Committee, where Sehu Saho is there.
Okay.
And then we have Modu Kamara and the others. So what I did was I communicated to Modu and I get Saho's number. I call him personally. Okay. And said, look, can you? I call our chairperson to call him also. He first called him. Tell this man that we have filed, an appeal or a ruling of West Coast was counted by us, and then we forwarded to them and copy West Coast. Can he check? He said we sent to his WhatsApp. We sent to his WhatsApp. He views it, communicate with West Coast. I call him direct personal to communicate with him too. So when the chairman of the National Organizing Committee is communicated, he has people he's working with, his secretariat and others. He should have forwarded the matter to them. They see if it's going to be a WhatsApp call, and look at the matter properly, digest it, and send some men, some people to go and investigate the matter on their behalf.
Yeah, maybe also, you know, initially you told us that he said he doesn't have a clue about the game.
Absolutely.
And what we expect them to do was to come up with committees, like subcommittees, protest and appeal committee, and the disciplinary committee.
Absolutely.
If they had those committees, I think they could have handled this, you know, matter amicably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why when we appeal to West Coast, and West Coast rule it down, they go by West Coast. They went through what West Coast did because they don't have any clue. They don't know what is going on in football. Yeah. So I wanted to say this. They should have even communicated to JFF. Anybody they call there, because it's a national thing. Communicate that, look, it's not your involvement, but we want your technical advice. Or
what we're saying is a very good suggestion. Yeah. Even if it is, you know, a national issue, and it is about Barrow Peace tournament, they should have at least communicate to some of the people at the GFF who knows, you know, the game, the rules and the regulations and other stuffs, and put those people in those committees so that anything that comes to, you know, disciplinary issues and investigation, those people will take up, you know, that responsibility in order to make things, you know, easy for them. But unfortunately, that didn't happen.
It done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. So that's what makes things difficult. Okay. That's what makes things absolutely difficult for them.
Yeah, this was a regional issue. Yeah. Because it was West Coast.
Exactly.
Did you take it upon yourself to visit the governor, because it is regional matter?
Exactly.
Did you involve the governor?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. But when I know our chairperson, that is the sports chairperson, is working on that. He's going to get more of his facts findings. He's going to get more detail and go to every stakeholder that is involved in this. Okay. And then we will put to them clear that this is what happened. This is always good to us. You know, don't feel big. Even telling somebody sorry alone can heal something. Yeah. But you are wrong. You don't want to say somebody sorry. You stand firm by your wrongs. Sometimes you may not realize at the initial stage that you are wrong. But along the line, somebody is coming and asking you, like, hey, look, I'm wrong. I was wrong at the initial stage. You call in the person and tell the person, I am sorry, I am wrong. Yeah. Even if there are charges, he may ask you, okay, I have withdrawn this and that. So you have only just a chicken charge that you are going to compensate the person or solve for that individual.
You made mention of compensation.
Absolutely.
If they were to compensate you, how would you guys want them to compensate you?
Yes, absolutely. At least 50% of the cash prize. Okay. Because we know that Breford went to the final and they won. Okay. That is, we assuming that is our name. Okay. Because we should have been in the final. Okay. And we could have won the final. Okay. In fact, I was 100% sure the final is already ours. Okay. We know the opponent, we know how to approach them, we know how to start, and we work as a team.
And the cash prize for the winner was 100?
Was 100,000. Okay. So if you are given a 50,000 as compensation, we could take it. But still, that is our table. That's what we put on the table. So they can come to the table, we sit and discuss.
You negotiate.
We negotiate. Okay. It could be possible. One or two things, we know that their muscle cannot reach there. Okay. You can even go closer to their muscle. but there should be compromise.
Did they entertain that negotiation?
They don't want to entertain it. They don't even want to talk because they know they are already down.
Okay.
They are wrong. They made a mistake that cannot be realized. It becomes a wrong. And now how are they going to cover that? It's by coming put on the table. It's not have gone this far. Come to the table. Look, we know we have a mistake, but it's now a wrong. How do we solve this? We appeal. It could be, in fact, yes, we know you are wrong, but next time do that. Done. But since they don't want that, we also told them then there's no peace in Bintang.
Yeah, if you are just watching, you're watching us live on Vision TV on your special show that is Inside Sports Gambia. I'm your host LAMIN MANNEH, and today I'm here with my namesake, that is Lamin F. Baji, the PRO for FONI Bintang. Is it Karanai, right?
Yeah,
FONI Bintang Karanai, yeah. Who was the PRO in the President Barrow Peace Tournament. We're here talking about issues related to the appeal that they filed at the local organizing committee at the West Coast region regarding the appeal that they had against another district team in FONI in the name of FONI Brevet. But Lamin and the people of FONI Bintang Karanai were disappointed as far as the ruling of that appeal was concerned. Lamin,
yeah.
The other thing is, you look at this tournament was proposed to bring peace within the people of West Coast and the Gambia at large. And you people, according to what you explained, you had disappointments as far as the decision taken by the local organizing committee and even at the national level were concerned. Coming back to this matter, what is the decision that the people of FONI Bintang Karanai are having right now?
Yes, the decision is just what I said. Exactly, we stand by, we have taken a decision that we stood by our decision and we will stand by it still now, except until we sit on a table and neutralize what already happened.
That is to have tete-a-tete discussion with them.
Exactly.
Okay.
From the national. Because what appalling is, the national did not even write us to reply. You know, when somebody write to you and say this, and you go to the nationals who have written to us and say, still now, even they don't do anything, still now, your appeal is null and void.
Did you formalize?
We formally
your
wrote,
appeal?
Yes.
Okay.
We wrote to the first one, we wrote to the national, and the national did not reply.
Okay.
So that's what makes us stand. We wanted to even come to the final. I told you we are coming to the final. And when we go there, the peace will be destroyed because PIU and all that, they will not even beat us. If they beat us or send us away now, the peace is already been damaged.
Absolutely.
But consciously, we said, look, let's not go to the final now. Let's follow the protocols.
That was a mature decision.
Exactly. Because we are not replied to, meaning our claim is correct. We have gone to the final and said, no, we are not replied by national, meaning silent means consent. But our stance as FONI Bintang is, we are not going to participate anything that related to Barrow, and it will go beyond sport unless and until we sit and table out what happened between FONI Bintang.
Do you think it should go beyond sport because it was based on sports?
Yeah, it was based on sport, but you know, this is a politician sport and he will need us in a different angle. So
do you want to say they use this as a politics?
You know, no, what I'm trying to put across is it's a politician nowadays. Barrow Peace Tournament. So if we realize that through sport we are not coming, and that they may not worry, it may not touch them. They may need us in another angle somewhere different from football or sport per se, and we will reflect that. You remember you heard us in the other angle. When we come, we don't sit that, we are not coming for this.
I think they will be watching to avoid you guys, you know, holding them, you know, accountable in the other angles that you are trying to insinuate here. So I think what you're saying is very important for them to come and you have a tete-a-tete discussion with you people. What we expect, if you are at fault, you need to admit it and apologize. Life continues. Most of the time in sports, when we talk about appeal, it goes with money.
Yeah.
Did you pay any amount?
We don't pay these appeals. We are protest riders. There's no money by as per the rules. Because the team that, in fact, each team was given a 40,000. Started 10,000 for preparation and 30,000 for transport and transport of players for training, and then, you know, coming to games, and then match bonuses. So together each team was given 40,000 preparation. So within that they realized that it was urgent, prepare. So now if you are appealing, don't put in money there, because some district may not be strong enough to be putting in money in their appeals, we go by that.
Don't you think also because of you guys agree to what they propose, that is not to involve money in the appeal, that's why they didn't take the appeal seriously?
Maybe
they were you know, expecting this kind of things might occur, because if someone, like for instance, if they said any team that is to appeal, you have to pay an amount of maybe $5,000 or $10,000. The moment you pay that amount of money with your appeal, they will take it seriously, because they will know fully that these people, the reason why they are in this position to contribute to pay this amount of money for this appeal, their reason is genuine.
Absolutely.
Don't you think you guys also have fault at that particular aspect for accepting an appeal without paying an amount of money?
Yes, and I wouldn't say we are at fault, because all districts converge.
I mean, all the districts, I
agree very well. All districts converge.
Yes.
We realized that the funds were infused, the funds were released, were dispersed for all those transactions. From the national, dispersed to all districts and dispersed to all regions, like local organization of West Coast, that when there's an appeal, that's the money they're going to use to go for transaction. So why we put money in the appeal or in the protest letter, for example, so that the committee concerned for that will use as transport to go and investigate, to get all the necessary things.
But that money they are using to go and do their investigation,
yes,
the money will be from your coffers.
I agree, that's what I'm saying. If we put money there, they use that for transaction. But when they realize the money is already available, it has been given to them, is in hand.
And remember, that money they are going to use to investigate is not coming directly from their pocket.
I know very well.
It is from the national coffer.
Exactly. So they have no reason to keep that money within themselves and sit at home to make calls. Because the money, you know, that's what makes life difficult. The money Jim will purpose, use it.
Absolutely.
You see, if you ask me to take money and buy a mobile phone when I'm having a phone, I will buy a mobile phone. But if I want to change, I will sell mine to add and buy a quality
one,
phone, but I will buy a phone because that is the purpose.
That's the purpose.
Because if you do the purpose, I will not trust you again to give you money.
Absolutely.
So that's what I see. West Coast are automatically faulty, and they rob Bintang. They have no genuine cause. They have no reason, because they have never gone to Neman to investigate. They have never called, in fact, the Alcalo. They have never even communicated to the chief. Don't be surprised, we made that. I even have a record. I'm taking team purpose, a record of somebody that I even communicated directly. Somebody went to the village, stayed there. Somebody I communicated, he told me, I told him, look, you know what, I want to go to XY. He told me, we don't have Songakunda in our village. But that's not enough. We have to take somebody to go there again, as I said before, to make findings. And got there. If you go to Alcalo, you tell Alcalo, I want to get to this particular compound. He told me, I don't have it in my village. You go around to check, it's not there. You realize that
that's foul play.
That's foul play. Let me see. You said no. I was in on an interview. They asked me if Berefet and Bintang sports chair sat down with West Coast to table out the document. I said never. West Coast said no. In Mandika they say bang. Is somebody's confidential? I said I don't understand what is confidential.
It is confidential, and it was agreed in the rules.
You should prevent it. You should present it. So what is the confidential?
Didn't they know it is something confidential?
They know it's confidential, and they ask you should present that when there's an appeal or protest case. So I see the contradiction of their rules themselves.
And this is even beyond sport. This is something serious.
Exactly.
Somebody who is a foreigner having our national document is something that is alarming.
Absolutely.
Even if it is beyond sports.
Exactly.
And maybe that's the angle that they were trying to run away from, so that people will not hold them, accountable.
I mentioned about that's exactly what, in fact, the West Coast guy I communicated to me directly. That's what you say. It's like you spoke to him. He told me they didn't want to go beyond that. Somebody will be known that he's from this. I said, but the rule state that.
That's the rule.
So why do you have to put a rule and define somebody from another country?
Absolutely, absolutely.
You make a rule, and later you say
the tournament is for Gambians.
Exactly.
You file in a player that is not a Gambian. That player is taking the privilege of Gambians.
That's why we don't play the elder brother from the same mother and father, the same village, and they stay there. They only come and go.
Serious.
It's for Gambians.
LAMIN,
take it.
Finally, what do you have?
You know, all that I went West Coast to revisit the verdict they've made. They call us, we sit down. I also called the National Organizing Committee in fact, to call us, because they didn't reply to our letter that we filed to them. They should call us, sit with us, and we table out how to solve this problem, because it will go a long way, in fact, a longer way, hunting them, in as much as it is the Borough Peace Tournament, and they are in power, and they need to unite the youth, and they violated in fact, the rules that they presented before us by not going further to investigate. So we call them to come down, invite us. If they cannot come, we sit and table this out. If we are compensated, we will support them fully, and we rally behind them, and the peace will sign, and it will reign. Otherwise, it's not.